Yes, folks, it is I, once again, Mr. FPV newbie. Alright, well, I said I was going to give up, and then I decided, well, I wouldn't give up. I'd try to get those nice iFlight FPV components. In a previous video, I posted that. iFlight makes some good stuff, recommended to me. And so I was going to get a new transmitter and a bunch of other cool stuff. But then I thought, okay. And by the way, if you haven't seen my previous videos during this epic saga of me attempting to fly FPV with a high quality signal, I bought a 1,000 milliwatt transmitter with built-in DVD. Never got it to work worth a spit. I tried polarized antennas. I tried the whip antennas. I tried every combination of the two. I tried everything you could possibly think of. I tried everything. Okay, so yeah. So today was my last time trying to get that 1,000 milliwatt AKK video transmitter to work, and I just never could. So I said to myself, all right, and I was just going to take a break for a while. I can't take a break for a while. Come on, I love this RC flying crap, especially the FPV. So I said to myself, well, we still got a 600 milliwatt transmitter that worked great. So I said, okay, let's put that back on the plane. So I did that, and I said to myself, I remembered a video that I saw, which I mentioned in a previous video, but I remembered a video I saw recently talking about polarized antennas. And they're the kind with, has a little kind of a dome top on it. Anyway, polarized antennas are supposed to be, you know, better than a whip antenna for various things, including filtering out a certain amount of outside interference noise, video noise, and audio noise. Right? Now, the important thing that I learned, really important thing that I learned from that, and by the way, the channel on that is Painless 360. Painless 360 is the YouTube channel. I got this information on that I'm telling you now. So he said, now, but here's how you do it. He said, see, I tried those antennas that I just described, and I've got two of them. I tried them, one on the, see what I tried. I tried them on the receivers on the ground station. I got two receivers, two antennas. So I tried those on the ground station, as opposed to the stock whip antennas, to see if they were better. They were worse. They were way worse. Okay, so I said, well, that's kind of weird. And I looked at the reviews for the antennas, and they have good reviews. I thought, well, that's also weird. Well, then on that channel, Painless 360, he talked about how to use, he talked about the differences between antennas and how to use them. Well, the most important stuff that I learned, it was a great video. It is a great video. Most important thing I learned is he said that the polarized antenna, you put that on your airplane. And you can see it on here, down here. He says what you do is you take one of those polarized, right there, dead center screen. He says you take one of those polarized antennas, as opposed to a stick antenna. You take one of those polarized antennas right there, and you mount it on the plane, right? And then you use whatever else you want to use on your ground station, something else. He said the reason that you use this antenna on the plane, and the reason you use it on the plane too, is that you get a much wider range all the way around you. He shows a really fantastic video showing a circle, and there's a RC pilot. It's like an animation. So it's an RC pilot standing in the middle of this circle, and it's a certain size with a whip antenna. When you go to this here polarized antenna, the circle widens incredibly. And here's the real important thing. I noticed with the whip antenna on the airplane, whenever I banked the airplane, whenever I banked it, right? When I banked it far enough, I'd get some signal interference, or even lose this signal very momentarily, because the whip antenna signal apparently does not like to go through the plane. And when you're banked hard and you got the plane between the antenna and the ground station receivers, it just doesn't work so good. But he says with this antenna, and this is so cool, he said this antenna, this transmitter antenna, video transmitter antenna that we're looking at here, he says it sends out a spinning signal. Dig that, a spinning signal. It spins, and spins out in all directions, you know, from the plane. So if you are banking, and you're obscuring a perfectly clear view, if you're obscuring a perfectly clear path, can I try this one more time? If you are obscuring the path between the transmitter antenna and the receivers on the ground, either with your plane or whatever, it's not going to make any difference. See, the whip antennas are how they're angled is very, very important. And if you angle them a certain way where the plane's in the way, you get some bad performance. You get some bad results, rather. This antenna, it doesn't care if you're angled. It doesn't care if you're angled. Well, I fly at a fairly small place, and so I'm banking just about all the time. I can't fly straight very long before I got to turn. So I do a lot of bank turns. So every time I do that bank turn with a whip antenna, I'm losing a little signal quality and a little performance. But with this antenna, when I do the bank turns, it doesn't affect it. And I already noticed on the video I'm about to post, it makes a difference. So the end of the story is, I like what I got now so much that I'm not even going to try to go with 1,000 milliwatt. I'm keeping what I got. I got 600 milliwatts and this antenna on the plane, and the whip antennas on the ground. And also, more good news is that my ground station still works perfectly and still records perfectly, as you'll see. It was the weak signal from the plane, I believe, that was causing it to stop recording. It was not getting a signal, so it would stop recording. There was nothing to record. But when I put this setup on here, when I put this antenna right here on, when I put that bad boy on, that polarized antenna, and you can see I've got it in the middle of the plane too, hanging down. But when I put that on there, oh boy, you'll see the results. Yeehaw! Thanks for watching. Thanks for all your support. See you soon. Bye.